Have you ever felt lost, adrift in a sea of overwhelming demands and unyielding pressures? Have you known the sting of defeat, the quiet whisper of inadequacy when life's storms rage around you? There are moments, guarantee there, when the very ground beneath your feet seems to tremble, and the strength you thought you possessed feels like nothing more than a fragile illusion. In those times, you yearn for an anchor, a hidden wellspring of power that no outer force can diminish. You seek a wisdom that transcends the fleeting chaos of the world, a truth whispered by the ages, promising unwavering resilience. Long ago, nestled high in the emerald embrace of the Whispering Peaks, stood an ancient monastery. Its stone walls, worn smooth by centuries of wind and rain, held secrets of profound peace and enduring strength. Pilgrims from all corners of the world, burdened by anxieties and seeking solace, journeyed to its gates. They came, each with their own heavy heart, to sit at the feet of Master Kale. Master Kale was not a man of grand pronouncements or intricate doctrines. His wisdom flowed like a clear mountain stream, simple yet profound, often conveyed through parables that seemed to blossom from the very air around him. His eyes, though ancient, held the knowing light of 1,000 dawns, and his presence was a calm harbor in any storm. He understood the unspoken ache in every human soul, the yearning for a strength that truly lasts. One crisp morning, as the first rays of sunlight painted the peaks in hues of gold and rose, a young seeker sat before him. The seeker's face was etched with weariness, their shoulders slumped beneath an invisible weight. "Master," the seeker began, their voice barely a whisper, "I feel broken. I strive, I fight, I resist with all my might against the currents of life, yet I find myself constantly overwhelmed. My strength fails me. Tell me, Master, how does one cultivate true, unbreakable strength in a world that seems determined to crush the spirit?" Master Kale listened, his gaze compassionate, then motioned towards the distant forest swaying gently in the morning breeze. "My child," he began, his voice a soft melody, "true strength is not always found in rigid defiance. Let me tell you a tale of two trees, dwellers of that very forest. Once, in a verdant valley stood a mighty oak. Its trunk was thick and gnarled, its branches spread wide and strong, reaching defiantly towards the heavens. The oak was proud, known throughout the valley for its unwavering solidity. It boasted of its ability to withstand any gale, to never bend, to never yield. 'I am strength incarnate,' it would whisper to the passing winds. 'I am unyielding.' Nearby, on the banks of a winding stream, grew a humble willow. Its trunk was slender, its branches long and graceful, swaying with every breath of air. The willow seemed fragile in comparison, its delicate leaves trembling with the slightest breeze. It offered no boast, made no grand pronouncements of power. It simply existed, flowing with the world around it. Years passed, and the oak's reputation grew. Birds nested in its sturdy branches. Travelers sought shelter beneath its vast canopy, marveling at its steadfastness. Many admired its unyielding nature, mistaking its rigidity for ultimate strength. The willow, meanwhile, was often overlooked, sometimes pitied for its apparent weakness, its constant swaying seen as a sign of fragility. Then came the great storm. It was unlike any the valley had ever known. The sky turned a bruised purple, and the winds howled like vengeful spirits, tearing at the earth with merciless fury. Rain lashed down, turning the stream into a raging torrent. The oak, true to its nature, braced itself. It stiffened its trunk, dug its roots deeper, and strained against the onslaught. "I will not yield," it roared against the gale, its branches cracking under the immense pressure. It fought with every fiber of its being, pouring all its energy into resisting the storm's relentless assault. It stood its ground, unmoving, a symbol of defiance against the tempest. The willow, however, responded differently. As the wind shrieked, it did not stiffen. Instead, it began to sway, to bend, to dance with the fury. Its supple branches dipped and rose, its long leaves fluttered and spun, seemingly surrendering to the storm's will. It flowed with the wind, allowing the ferocious gusts to pass through its open form rather than resisting them head-on. It bowed low, sometimes touching the churning waters of the stream, then gracefully rose again, never fighting, only yielding. The storm raged for a day and a night, a terrifying symphony of destruction. When the first hesitant rays of the new dawn pierced the tattered clouds, a scene of devastation greeted the valley. Trees lay scattered, uprooted, and broken. And there, amidst the wreckage, lay the mighty oak, its colossal trunk splintered, its proud branches snapped, a monument to its own rigid resistance. It had fought with all its might, and in that fight it had shattered. But the willow, Master Kale continued, his voice soft yet filled with profound meaning, stood unharmed. Its leaves were wet, its branches tousled, but not a single limb was broken. It had bent, yes, it had swayed, but it had not broken. In its yielding, it had found an unbreakable strength. It had allowed the storm to pass through it, to flow around it, absorbing its force rather than directly opposing it. The young seeker listened intently, their brow furrowed in thought. "Master," they finally said, a note of confusion in their voice, "are you saying that strength is found in weakness? In giving up?" Master Kale smiled gently. "No, my child, not in giving up, but in letting go. The oak believed strength lay in rigidity, in never bending. It spent all its energy resisting, fighting the inevitable. The willow, on the other hand, understood a deeper truth. It knew that the storm was too powerful to be fought directly. Its strength lay not in its unmoving nature, but in its adaptability, its flexibility, its profound trust in its own structure. It did not resist the storm, but instead became one with it, flowing with its immense energy. Consider your own struggles, young seeker," Master Kale continued, leaning slightly forward. "When you feel overwhelmed, when life presents you with a storm, what is your instinct? Is it to stiffen, to fight, to resist with all your might against the unyielding force? Do you spend all your precious energy trying to force the world to bend to your will, or to hold rigidly onto an image of what you believe strength should look like?" The seeker looked down, a dawning understanding in their eyes. I fight, Master. I fight with everything I have. I see my struggles as a battle to be won, and if I do not win, I feel like a failure, broken." "And in that battle," Master Kale gently probed, "do you not often feel more exhausted, more fractured than before?" The seeker nodded slowly. "Yes, Master, precisely. I feel depleted, defeated, as if I am constantly being chipped away." "The twist, my child," Master Kale revealed, his eyes twinkling with ancient wisdom, "is that the very thing you perceive as weakness, your capacity to feel, to yield, to adapt, to let go of what you cannot control, is in fact your greatest power. The oak, in its rigid pride, could not see that true resilience comes not from resisting change, but from embracing it. It thought it was strong by standing firm, but its very firmness was its undoing. Your struggles, those storms you face, are not meant to break you, but to teach you how to bend. They are not battles to be won by brute force, but dances to be learned with grace. When you stop fighting every gust of wind, when you allow yourself to sway and flow with the challenges, you conserve your true energy. You learn to find your balance in the midst of chaos. This is not surrender, this is wisdom. This is not weakness, this is profound inner strength." "Imagine," Master Kale concluded, his voice resonating with deep conviction, "that your spirit is like the willow. It has an inherent flexibility, a deep-seated knowing that allows it to navigate the fiercest storms. Your true power is not in preventing the storms, for they will surely come, but in mastering the art of flowing with them. When you release the need to control every outcome, when you allow yourself to be fluid and adaptable, you discover an unwavering strength that no external force can ever diminish. You find peace not in the absence of turmoil, but in your ability to move through it gracefully and whole." The young seeker sat silently for a long moment, the master's words echoing in their heart. The weariness on their face began to ease, replaced by a quiet sense of revelation. They saw the storms of their own life not as insurmountable obstacles to be conquered, but as teachers, guiding them to a deeper deeper understanding of their own resilient spirit. They understood that the tears they shed, the moments of doubt they experienced, were not signs of fragility, but evidence of a heart capable of profound growth. The sun was now fully risen, bathing the monastery in a warm, golden glow. The distant forest where the willow still swayed gently seemed to hum with a newfound harmony. The seeker finally looked up, their eyes clear and bright. A deep breath filled their lungs, a breath of newfound peace.